Welcome back to the many lies of Cuffy Gatling Part 3. Sit tight and listen to the lies in his own words while we compare what he says to the paperwork.
Now, Cuff, man, run through, I want to give you the floor, man. You on my platform, I want to give you the floor. I've read the motion to suppress the wiretaps. You've watched me. I've done the whole thing, and my man's paperwork don't look good, Cuff.
All right, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. It's really simple, Sean. In early 2013, Meech called me and told me, yo, homie, I got some good people. You know what I mean? Got some good people, got some good numbers. I can't rap right now. Tammy gonna hit you in a minute. An hour later, homie, Tammy called me and put me with the feds.
According to the paperwork, Tammy testified that she cut off all illegal communication with Cuffy in 2012. So why is Cuffy saying that Meech put the feds on him in 2013? Also, the paperwork confirms that it was Cuffy that called Tammy looking for work. It wasn't the other way around. Cuffy comes up with a story that Meech called him from jail, but there is no paperwork to support that.
Really simple. This shit is not complicated, man.
Okay, now, Cuff, when you say she put you with the feds, that mean now is Suarez down with the feds too, or you don't know?
No, sir.
Suarez is straight up and down.
No, straight good dude. And matter of fact, he beat the feds in trial. That's how he met Meech in the county jail.
Notice that Cuffy says Fidel Suarez is a good dude, but according to the paperwork, he took advantage of Fidel in a drug deal. Here, let's take a look.
I had a conversation with Fidel Suarez, he called. Upset, furious, because this was after the fact of the August the 5th. He was mad because he said that Cuff stiffed him and didn't pay him all the money for the drugs. I don't remember if it was heroin or cocaine, I honestly don't remember, but he didn't pay him all the money for the blocks, whichever it was.
Okay, now, Cuff, I want to go ahead, man. Now, when you initially reached out to Tammy, you was just interested in the movie joint.
Yeah, actually, Meech put me with Tammy back around 08, 09, and this is strictly dealing with the movie.
This call is from a federal prison.
My job was to come up with the movie script and find a motion picture house to take the deal. And at that particular time, she had his life rights. So of course, she would have to take the meetings with myself and Louis Burrell, which is MC Hammer's big brother out of Oakland.
Okay.
Which is my man. We go way back.
A few moments later.
He introduced me to Tammy around 2009. My job was to procure a movie script. And so that's what we were working on. I told her that she needed to get his life rights, and that I would get us a deal, which me and Louis. That's what we were working on. I told her that she needed to get his life rights, and that I would get us a deal, which me and Louis.
Now notice it was Cuffy that said that it was him that told Tammy to get Big Meech life rights he can get them a deal.
Now, Cuff, Meech reached out to you and hit you about the movie rights, or making the movie, or Tammy approached you about making the movie?
I reached out to Meech and told him that, yo, if you can get your movie rights over to your people, man, like your family or somebody, we can get this bread. You feel me?
Right.
But instead of him turning over his life rights to his moms or his sister, Dionne or one of them, for some reason he turned it over to this Tammy Cowins broad.
That's what we were working on. I told her that she needed to get his life rights, and that I would get us a deal. which me and Lewis, that's what we were working on. I told her that she needed to get his life rights, and that I would get us a deal, which me and Lewis.
Now, Cuff, how far you go back with Tammy?
About 08, 09. We've been taking meetings, and that's part of the record also. So we have our emails back and forth. That's part of the record of this case. Because, our argument was that I wasn't in no drug deal with Tammy. We were working on a legitimate business deal.
So you don't run into Tammy until 08, 09. Now, did you know Tammy going back to 90? When did Meech ran into it in 02, 03? But you didn't meet her back that early?
No, sir. No, to be honest with you, Sean, I don't know when they originally hooked up. He told me he had this girl that was doing a lot of his running and things of that nature. She was very business, and that was around 08, 09. So I didn't have any reason to know her or know nothing about her other than the fact that he told me she had his life rights, which was true. She testified under oath that she had his life rights in the Franks hearing.
Now, Cuff, man, I know you spent a lot of money on them lawyers in that Franks hearing. How much did you spend on legal fees altogether, man?
About $150,000.
Did you pay for all four of y'all's or just yours?
Just mine.
Okay, and then the other dudes, the Rush brothers and Gibbs, they handle their own.
Of course they did.
Okay. Now, niggas is saying, Cuff, and that we talking about the comment section niggas with fake profiles and whatnot. They don't matter, but they wondering are you a rat? Or did you cooperate in any kind of way? Can you clean that up for us, man?
Well, the documents speak for themselves. I find that's funny, homie.
Let's take a look at the Gregory Griggs and Brian Collins case. This is the first time we see Cuff name on someone's paperwork.
One cooperating source advised that between November of 2003 and February of 2005, that source alone purchased approximately 1,200 kilograms of cocaine from Dionne Gatling at an estimated cost of $24 million. Somehow, Cuffy was never arrested. He must have been one lucky man, I guess.
You can check my record, homie. Just tell them check my record, homie.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Cuffy, we would like to check your paperwork, but it's sealed. In fact, all four of you guys that were arrested paperwork is sealed. Why is that?
I didn't, everybody I talked to from St. Louis, and you know my man Kev, man, from the Boogie.
Ain't no doubt.
Ain't
no doubt.
And Kev told me this story, man. Me and him was in Morgantown together, and he told it to me back then.
Well, if your man Kev know Cuff so well, can you ask him, can he get Cuffy paperwork? Because it's sealed, and we can't get it. Matter of fact, next time you interview Cuff, can you ask him for his paperwork? We would all like to see it.
I hate. Now, Cuff, you was the word that you put money in Meech's hand. He didn't put no money in your hand.
Nigga ain't have nothing, homie. And when I talk to 50, you understand what I'm saying? One thing that we both agreed on is that this nigga's ungrateful. You understand? No, this nigga ain't have nothing, man. I mean, he was doing a little bullshit hustling. But when we got him down to the loo, homie, I put the nigga hustle game on 10. And I let the nigga touch his first $1 million, the nigga cried, homie. You feel me?
Now, Cuff, you ain't heard. When was the last time you spoke to him, man?
The last time I spoke to this brother, man, and we go back 30 plus years, just to communicate that to your audience. 30 plus years, homie. The last time I talked to this nigga, homie, was when he put me with them people. You understand? When he told me Tammy gonna be calling me early 2013, homie.
Again, according to the paperwork, Fidel and Cuffy was connected in 2012, and that deal fell through because Cuffy ran off on the plug. That same year, 2012, Tammy told Agent Cromer that she does not want to work with Cuffy anymore. So after Cuffy ran off on the plug, Tammy didn't talk to Cuff anymore about illegal drug activities. Cuffy continues to tell this lie that Meech called him in 2013 and put him with Tammy for drugs, but the witness testimony under oath was that it was Cuffy that called Tammy looking for drugs. It was not the other way around. This is important, because Cuffy lawyers didn't make any objections to this witness statement during cross-examination. So one would have to ask, why would a man like Cuffy, who has been in the drug business for over 30 years, have to ask Tammy, who is essentially a stranger, for a plug? Where is his connections and relationships in the drug game that he established on his own after being in the business for over 30 years? Seems like he wanted to get a plug from Tammy so he can rob this plug and leave Tammy behind to deal with the fallout. Kinda like what he did with Fidel. He stiffed Fidel for the money and ran off with the drugs.
And then you reached out to him. And when did you find out Tammy was no good? At the Frank's hearing?
No. Soon as the sting went down, I found out that she was no good. I didn't know his role. So immediately after the sting, my attorney sent Meech correspondence saying, yo, Cuff need to holler at you. Your friend Tammy put him in a real bad jam with the police. I heard nothing back from him. My lawyers, he don't respond, period. And so we've been trying to contact this nigga all during the Frank's hearing and everything on me. No response.
Cuffy said he sent Big Meech certified mail. Question is, has anybody seen it? Has anybody seen any court document that Cuffy and his team put online? Think about it. So the next time Cuffy is interviewed, tell him we don't want to see a picture of Big Meech with his daughter when she was 5, sitting on the couch at his mama's house. We want to see court documents exposing Meech that only you and your lawyer would have. Because up to this point we haven't seen anything from Cuff and his legal team, just a bunch of talk and interviews online. But now, beloved, it's time to show and prove.
So they indicted me on 2 homicides. So the only way that the government would even have jurisdiction is if the drugs charge was still there. It's called the predicate. So the predicate is what triggers the 924.
What's the 924, Cuff?
It's a gun charge.
Okay.
A 924 federal charge is a charge under 18 U.S.C. Section 924C that involves using a firearm during a crime of violence or drug trafficking. It can also include possessing a firearm to further those crimes. The mandatory minimum sentence is 5 years in prison. So how did Cuffy get 27 years? Well, it's because his co-defendant made statements that, just listen for yourself.
We believe, by the mercy of Allah, that we are in really, really good shape. When Meech and them case went in the toilet, they indicted me on 2 homicides. They panicked and they indicted me on 2 homicides based on my co-defendant statements. So I had to plead. I had to plead to 27 years. When Meech and them case went in the toilet, they indicted me on 2 homicides. They panicked and they indicted me on 2 homicides based on my co-defendant statements. So I had to plead. I had to plead to 27 years. When Meech and them case went in the toilet, they indicted me on 2 homicides. They panicked and they indicted me on 2 homicides based on my co-defendant statements. So I had to plead. I had to plead to 27 years. When Meech and them case went in the toilet, they indicted me on 2 homicides. They panicked and they indicted me on 2 homicides based on my co-defendant statements. 924C, 924J, that's what I have.
Okay.
Based on the drug trafficking, based on the Meech and Tammy drug conspiracy.
Okay. Now what about the homicide joints?
So they dropped the homicide joint in exchange for me taking 2 gun charges.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
924C to 924J, yo.
Let me ask you this, Cuff. Do you think a lot, did they have the wiretaps that they got based on Tammy and Meech putting you in touch with Tammy? Was there discussion on the wiretaps about the guns and the homicides and whatnot? Do you know?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of.
Because I was thinking that, they couldn't, the reason they didn't throw out the wiretaps, they said because they had probable cause, but it might have been some information on there. So if they throw all of the wiretaps out, you go home the next day.
I go.
All right, we lost him, y'all. We lost him. So that was Cuff. You heard it.
Yep, you heard it. Cuff hangs up the phone. So stay tuned to part 4 of Cuffy telling lies. He can run, but he can't hide.